All right, so it seems that we are live. Let me just confirm
Right.
with chat if they can hear us. Can someone in chat let us know if we're audible?
See, the moment of truth. Chat can hear.
Chat can hear. Amazing. Okay, hold on. Let me bring your camera down a little bit, Prot. Just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just a hair. There we go.
Good.
So chat can hear. I think. Hold on.
Great.
I'm just missing my camera somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I am seeing you there, and me here. You in high definition, me in all 100 pixels.
okay. Okay. It's fine. Let's see.
Yeah. It's on my end. Yeah.
Let me just add myself here. Give me a minute. Here. I'm not showing up on the other stream that I sent to YouTube. Hold on. There we go. There. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm there. So we have this one. We have this one right here. Where
Good.
this is my camera, my screen, I mean. This is both of us. This is your screen in case you need to share something.
Good.
And that is just you in case you need to show something.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
All right, Brad. Hey, how's it going?
Everything is good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good as well. I'm sorry that I had to move
Mm-hmm.
this a little bit, but I go to swim on Sundays, and
Mm-hmm.
I go out with the family a little bit. I know it's late for you right now. It's like 10 p.m., right?
It is, but it's not a problem. It's not late in the sense that I normally stay until midnight. So
Oh,
that's totally okay. And of
okay.
course, going for a swim and spending time with family, that's valuable. For me, it's not a problem at all.
Okay. Well, not like leisure swimming, but I try to do activity. It's like my
Uh-huh.
sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need to do something.
Yeah.
What type of activity do you do? Well, you do your 8-hour walks, right?
Exactly. So I will do these long walks for sure.
Hmm.
But other than that, I will do manual labor around the house here, like mostly digging or something like that.
Mm,
Shoveling as well, yeah,
okay.
if need be.
Yeah, that's pretty good physical activity,
Hmm.
actually, because I haven't done many activity. Well, I didn't do any activity in the past. It's just because of my wife that I started swimming, because
Hmm.
my back is like really messed up for being sitting here for many hours. Have you ever suffered from that or no?
No. I have had the minor injuries in the back, but never something related to actually office work. And me, I'm not sitting; I'm standing.
Oh, you're standing?
Because I have figured that it's easier for me.
Mm,
Of course, if I do many hours of standing, I start to feel uncomfortable, but I prefer to stand over sitting. I think it's also better for the back than sitting all day.
yeah. And what do you do when you feel tired of be standing for too long?
I will actually, by walking around, I feel less tired. Actually, what really makes it tricky for me is if I am just standing and not moving around. It's more tiresome than actually moving around
Do you ever sit
for
down
whatever reason. Yeah.
with the computer or?
Yeah, I will, but rarely. Like if I feel tired, I won't sit on the computer at all. Like I
Mm,
will just go and sit down and just relax.
oh.
Like I have this regimen where if I don't have work on the computer, I
Mhm.
won't stay on the computer. That's the one thing. The other thing is that if I am tired, I will not try to power through to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
because on the physical side of things, being tired and doing work basically is a recipe for injury. On the mental side of things, being tired and trying to power through means that either you are going to do a sloppy job or eventually you will descend into some form of procrastination. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I simply won't commit.
Do you have like a limit of hours that you are on the computer a day, or you don't care about that too much?
It's not fixed. It comes about organically, meaning that I will have on my agenda, which by the way we will get to today with org, but I will have on my agenda all the time sensitive tasks, such as this meeting, right? So there will be those tasks, those markers on my agenda. So I know I have to work that many hours. Other than that, if the weather is nice, I won't do anything else on the computer, basically. I will just do that work and then nothing else. If the weather is really bad, so I have to stay on the computer, then I will do something else. And that something else usually some form of creative work again. So I will write an article or do a video or maybe do some programming. But I won't just have a block of idle time on the computer. So if I am on the computer, I am doing something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's like my vice, is that the right word? Like my addiction, we could say, the computer, and I'm always doing something. I'm tweaking my new vim config, I'm fixing this for the interviews, or I'm fixing that, or trying this camera or trying this other thing, and it's really difficult for me to detach from the computer. Does that ever happen to you?
Of course, it has happened to me, and I can relate. The thing, though, is that eventually, with optimization of any kind, whether it's of the equipment you just mentioned or Vim, Emacs configuration, the keyboard, the office layout, whatever, eventually there are diminishing returns. And after some point, you are just playing around without actually optimizing anything. Like at some point, it's just the same possible output, just in a different way.
Yeah.
So then you have to just recognize that and be like, okay, I don't need to touch it anymore. I will just go do something else, such as swimming, like what you mentioned.
Yeah, I do it as an obligation at the beginning. I didn't like it, and my wife just used to take me, against my will. But now, now that I see the benefits, I enjoy it and I look forward to it. But it took some time for me to get there, because I'm getting older and I'm just idle, for years. So yeah, the body resents it over time, right?
Yeah. The good thing, of course, is that we are creatures of habit, and that cuts both ways, of course. So if you are used to doing nothing, you will do more of nothing. If you are used to doing something, you will do more of something, right? So, of course, you can basically use that to your advantage to eventually nudge your body as if it were to move in the direction of doing what you want. Of course, little by little, you cannot just quickly switch.
Yeah.
But little by little, you can basically go in the flow of being like, well, I always want to swim. Like, it's like, how can I live without swimming?
Yeah. All right, Pratt. So let me share my screen, and
Very good.
I have a few questions, and I'm also going to do a recap of what we did last week. Okay, but
Wonderful.
should we start with the recap, or no? You know what? Let's start with this. Okay. For people that don't know who you are, I know you because a lot of people talk about Emacs, and you search for something Emacs related, your name shows up like almost first place all the time, right? But what are the packages, ideas, patches, or whatever you have contributed to the Emacs community? Do you have them somewhere, like a list? Do you maintain a list somewhere that we can take a look at, or can you talk about that with us?
Yes, of course. So on my website, protesilas.com is the website, /Emacs. There is actually an Emacs packages. If you see the where you are actually now, yeah.
Oh,
Or the
this?
menu, basically it's the third item, yeah. Or
Okay.
/Emacs or the third item on the menu. And basically this is everything I do Emacs related. So I have plenty of packages. At the top, actually, right there is a free /Libre. book that I have on Emacs Lisp. It's more programming oriented, but it's in a way that gives you the big picture, so it's not really technical.
Oh, this
So I
one,
have that
right?
going on.
It's a book.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then everything else is a package below that. So I have written plenty of packages. One of my packages is part of Emacs, like core Emacs. It's the Modus themes. It's actually the first package I wrote as soon as I switched to Emacs. And a year after, it got merged into core Emacs. So that was surreal at the time. I was like, wow, I can contribute to core Emacs. So I have that, and then plenty of other smaller or larger packages. For example, Denote is one such a package which you have here on Focus. But there is that.
What is Denote about, and do you recommend it to someone just starting?
No. So generally, to somebody who is just starting, I don't recommend that many packages. Like what we did last time, for example, are a few core packages that improve the absolute essentials of the Emacs experience. So there are a few more of those. I don't mean to say those are exhaustive, but other than that, I don't recommend any packages. I am like, start with the basics, and then through trial and error, figure out what are your needs. And then, of course, you can be like, okay, I have this need. Maybe Denote or whichever package fills in that need, right? It covers that need. Whereas if you just take any package, now we say Denote as an example. Like, okay, I give you Denote. You don't yet have the intuition for what could Denote be used for. Maybe you will read this here, but if you have never done this sort of work, you don't know what your requirements are. Like, how do you normally go about doing those tasks? So it won't immediately click. And what will happen in practice is you will copy paste something in your configuration. And then if you do that for everything, you get in the habit of bloating your setup, basically. And then not knowing, okay, what is this doing? I have it there, but I've never used it. So that's why I won't recommend the extra packages. Not because they are not good, but because they are good only if they make sense to you.
Okay. If there's a need. Okay. Modus themes. Okay. This is the Vivendi, which is the dark one, right? And operandi or
The modus
backwards?
vivendi.
Yep.
Yes, correct. The modus vivendi is the dark one. Modus operandi is the light one.
Why Vivendi dark and operandi white?
Yeah, I don't really have a reason. I just had to pick one, and I went this way. I think at some point I came up with a retroactive explanation, which was like, one is how you work, and the other is how you live, kind of thing. So during the day you work, during the night you live.
Okay.
The good life.
Okay.
But it's not really that. It's like, this is not the reality.
You just had to choose. Yeah, same with my username, linkarzu. I was like, okay, there's no reason for it. I just needed something that was not searchable on the internet. That's it. If you just look up my name, nothing else shows up. So, it's that simple. And what is this? EF themes. Well, you have a lot of packages, right?
So it's another theme package of mine. I think I started development of that in 2023. I'm not sure. So the idea with the Modus themes is that they are a little bit on the boring side of things, meaning that they are meant to work and to be readable, to work well, but they are not fancy. They don't have that more artistic quality to them, right? Whereas with the EF themes, or as we would say in Greek, F themes, with the F themes, the idea is that they are more colorful. So they are more playful, and they cover a wider range of tastes and preferences. So you will find themes of all sorts, and depending on your preference, you may say, oh, these are actually pretty. But of course, themes and the styles in general are subjective. So I don't mean to say that these are inherently prettier. There is no such thing, really.
Yeah, it depends on the person. So we have more themes here.
More themes.
Theme as well, this one?
Not really, but kind of on the presentation side of things. The idea with this is that it's actually useful for videos. This is how I came up with the idea, is that you have presets of font configurations. So, for example, when I am doing a video, I want to switch to my set of fonts that are related to presentation, and I call it the presentation preset. So that will have my monospaced font that is optimized for presentations. It will have my proportionately spaced font and all that. When I'm done with the presentation, I switch to my regular or to my small setting or whatever. So I have a bunch of those presets and I switch to them very easily. Otherwise, you just have to manually switch, like, okay, let me send my main font to this font family, to that font height, and then let's do it for the other font. You get the idea.
Okay, the presets for font sizes and all. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Are there any other ones? Because you have a lot and it's going to take us a long time here, but any ones that you want to mention? Like,
well, not essential. I wouldn't say any of them are essential. Well, for me, they are. I use all of them, basically. But I would say if you are interested in a good setup for themes, look up one of my theme-related packages. If you are doing anything related to notes or longer-term file storage, check out the note. And otherwise, check the rest of the packages there. Maybe you will find something that is of interest to you. For me, if I had to pick one package, actually, you skipped past them. One is TMR, which is timers for Emacs, very useful. The other is the one above, right above substitute. I use that all the time. Like if I had to pick one, let's say, it would have to be one of those two.
What is this one about, substitute?
So the idea with that is that you do very quick search and replace operations without moving the cursor. So it's like, okay, the thing I am on, replace it in the context that I want it to be replaced. And so there is a command such as, well, replace it only in the current function, or replace it from here to the bottom of the buffer, and stuff like that, only on the current line or whatever.
I get it. Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
But of course, you can say that it's a little bit of a gimmick because you can always do that without the package.
Okay. It's just, is it something like this? For example, if I have, let's see, like if I do VI parentheses, something like that, right?
No, not like that. Not like that. So the idea is that imagine you have the word the package in 3 places, for example. So it's like, okay, I want to replace the word package.
Oh, okay.
So it's the word at point, and I want to replace it. But it's actually not the word at point; it's the symbol at point. So the big kind of word.
Got it. Okay, awesome. So we took a look at your packages. Also, something that I want to quickly take a look at is my font config. But before we do that, let me just ask you a few other questions. I cannot read this one out loud with the background that I have with the thumbnails. People, it's just gonna sound weird. So, So I just don't want to make it worse. So,
yeah, makes you think about this whole Church of Emacs concept.
yeah.
What is that about? What kind of weird cult is that?
Oh man, crazy. But this, because it's very proper, when you hear, and it's like, classy, we could say, your way of talking. This is a question that comes from my wife, because sometimes I tell her, okay, let's watch this video from Prot, when you go out walking, and she's like, oh, so like, where does that come from? From reading a lot or what?
First of all, to me, I don't feel that my way of talking is a delight, because to me, it's like, okay, that's how I normally talk. It's like, that's the default, right? But I guess it could be a matter of the vocabulary or how my voice sounds. I really cannot say what the quality is, like what you find in it. So I cannot say. But if I had to hazard a guess, it would be like the vocabulary, or maybe the fact that I speak in a certain cadence, which of course I do on purpose, where I will speak slowly, and then when I need to emphasize, I will actually be more rhythmic. So it's subtle, of course. I don't want to make a caricature out of it, but basically I will slow down, or I will say a word out in a way that really emphasizes that word. So I will do that sort of thing. And basically I allow myself to breathe. This is something I have talked about, by the way, which is you have to understand that your breathing controls your thinking. Because if you are talking too quickly, you are not taking in enough air. And if you are not taking in enough air, what happens is you feel like you are going to suffocate. So it's like you are being strangled, right? So you panic. And if you panic, what happens? You don't think clearly. Whereas if you pause and you're like, okay, I allow myself the chance to take it slow, you breathe, and then you are in control of the situation. And basically, that exudes a certain aura. It's like, well, I cannot fail. Basically, I am 100% in control. Or
I'm maxing, as the kids would say. I don't understand what it means, but I think I have an idea.
That's a funny concept, yeah. Or a max. But basically that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
now,
like I cannot go wrong, basically, yeah.
Okay. I didn't completely do my homework. Well, no, I didn't. I procrastinated a lot during the week, but I did a few things, and I was going through the Emacs tutorial. I didn't finish it, and the question came up to me: do you use MF and Meta or Alt F, whatever, and Meta B to go forward and back on words, or how do you navigate?
Usually no. I will do it, but on occasion. Maybe it's related to some keyboard macro where I really need to have that specific motion recorded in the macro. But normally, no. Normally, the way I navigate is through search.
You want to show us?
So, yes, of course. So I'm sharing my screen, right?
Yep, we can see it there.
So I will just go to my, for example, Emacs configuration. So let's say I want to go to a specific heading. Of course, this file, if you see the bottom of my screen, you can see like it's almost 20,000 lines, etc. Like, so it's a long file. It's a big file. I don't want to go and search through it by scrolling or whatever. So what I will do is, you don't need to know exactly what is going on here. We will discuss how you can do the same. But basically, I want to type. So for example, I type and I go to the package. And from there, I want to go to, for example, install, right? So I am here. And that's how I moved, basically. And that's how I will move around. And then I will do, if I need to do a motion inside of this, I will do, for example, a page up or a page down, this sort of thing. And I will be like, okay, let me go to the mode or whatever, like this. And I am here, right? So I will jump around through search this way. And then, of course, when I am inside of the code where I need to be, I will perform some larger motions. Maybe I can switch on. Do you see that blue indicator on my mode line here?
Yep.
So I can do something like this, which is a bigger kind of motion, not the meta F, meta B you saw, but which operates on the syntax. So here in this case, it will go to it will go back to the beginning of this syntactic unit, which in this case are those parentheses. And basically same idea if you want to go up. And these sorts of things, I don't need to show you every single motion along those lines, but basically that's how I will move around. And then if I want to go again into something, I will again search like this. And then I will,
search. Okay, so you move around with search a lot. Okay, makes sense.
Yes, and just to say on this point, it is also why I have the default I search in place. So the default I search, for example, if you see here, you search and it is like that, right? It will highlight the results, but there is no mini buffer showing you all the results. And for me, I like this exactly because I use it as a navigation tool. Whereas if I want a visual search of the sort where I need to see the results, I will do this sort of thing, where now I have the mini buffer and I can navigate using that. We can go into the package that gives you this. I think it's very useful. But basically, you get an idea of what I do to move around.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. Okay. Now, something else that we didn't cover last week, and if there is someone following along that is a beginner, before we check my font configuration, I just want to do a quick summary of the last video for people following along. I pretty much grabbed the transcript of the video from YouTube, pasted it into an AI in an AI, and I told it to give me the key maps that we looked at last week. Okay, so here's all of them. If there's someone following along, I created this. Hold on. This summary of the key maps and lessons learned in the first coaching session. So this, what I have here, is pretty much what is shown here for people that are like following along. I committed my config to my dot files as well. I have a question about that too, because I see a lot of files in my dot files, and I don't know which ones you commit and which ones you leave out, but we can take a look at that as well. Okay, but that is right here, and that is like a guide for me as well. That's just gonna help me, remember a few of the key maps that we took that we looked at. Okay, Emacs notation. Yep. Okay, so just basic stuff of what we covered. Okay, so now
very good.
Regarding my font config. Okay, let me switch to Emacs real quick. Okay, how did I search for files? It was I don't even remember.
So you want to take a look? Of course, I can help you, but yeah.
Okay, Control X, Control F, right? Or was it something else? Control X, Control F. Yeah, that's the one, right?
Control X, Control F. That's the one. Yes.
Okay.
That's basically to navigate the file system to find the file. Of course, just to say this, we didn't have the time to cover it last time, but eventually with Emacs, you can also do bookmarks, which is a way for you to record all sorts of stuff, in this case, files. So you can jump to a file. Actually, I did it when I switched to my configuration here, where I'm like, okay, let me quickly go to my configuration. And I didn't navigate the file system to go there. I'm like, okay, I will jump to the bookmark. And then, of course, that goes to where it needs to be.
Okay. So, well, so far we haven't covered that. So if I need to navigate to my Emacs config, I have to do it manually, like in the old days, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
so
correct.
GitHub Emacs. No. GitHub .files latest. And that is, well, I could have gone to my .config directory, but I'm just going to go here directly. So I think it's Emacs and it's init.el, the one that we're after, right?
Very good, very good.
Okay.
And just to say, with Control X, Control F, if you select a directory instead of a file, it will also open that.
Oh, and what happens when I open a directory?
It will open it up in DRED. It's the file manager of Emacs. Of course, you don't need to know about it right now, but it's a very useful feature of Emacs.
Okay. Now, this is something that we didn't touch on. I configured this a few days ago during a live stream, and I just copy pasted. So I don't know if the font is right. It seems that it's right because I see the dot here in the 0. Hold on. It's no. Hold on. I see the dot here. You see on the number 0, there's a dot. So that's like an indication for me that I have the right fonts because I see that here as well, right? So
yes.
Is that the way that you set up the font?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if font is the correct keyword, the way you wrote it there. So, or family. I would use family just to be sure, because technically what you define there is not an entire font config, but only the font family name. And you may know from other places in the Linux space where you can define the font. I think it's the Pango markup it's called, or something like that, where you can have the name of the font and then colon and then size equals a number and then colon and then width equals some word like regular or wide or whatever. Maybe you have seen that. Maybe you know what I'm talking about.
Nope. I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I cannot remember where it's used. I think it's used in Polybar. Maybe i3 had it like that with its default bar. And a few other places there. I think it's called Pango. I think that's how it's called. But I can look it up. Anyway, the point is that font here corresponds to that. So it could be that you are seeing the correct font, but by accident, because it's your default monospaced font or something like that.
Okay, so should I replace this from font to family?
To family, just to be sure. Of course, it could be that font works. I haven't actually tested it, but me, I would write this as family.
Okay, just like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I do
And you can
here.
go and evaluate it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Control X. No, Control X. Control.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Control E, as in
Control X. Control
evaluate.
E. Okay, okay. Let's see what happens. It didn't break, so it seems that it's good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And this height is like the font size, right?
It's the font size. It corresponds to the point size that you see on other programs times 10.
Oh,
I
times
don't
10.
know where height comes from. Yeah, roughly. I think that's it, but yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna set it to 175 maybe, just so that people can follow along.
Yeah.
So it's here. There we go. I think that's good.
Yeah, looks clean.
Okay, so that's all I had to set the stage, I think. So yeah. Okay,
Good.
now we can get started.
Very good, very good, very good. So, of course, we could continue on the theme of setting Emacs up by including a few more packages. But I think it would be interesting if you were to do some of that. I can give you some pointers at the end, and you can search for what you need to cover those. And today we can focus on org mode, which
Okay.
is also the topic of this video, right?
Yep.
So, first of all, what do you know about org, if anything?
I know that it's similar to Markdown, but the syntax is different, right? I use Markdown pretty much for everything. I've seen that people, do a lot of stuff in org mode, like the calendar, tasks, people write books in org, I think, right? So it's what is it? Is it a markup language?
So at its core, it's a markup language, effectively the same as Markdown in that regard, at the core of it. What makes org special is everything around it. So of course, there is the markup. You can argue about its merits, which I think it's actually good markup, but that's not really the point. It's that we have all these features around that markup, which make possible all sorts of workflows, such as what you described. You can configure it to do your tasks. You can run your agenda. You can link to files. You can write books. You can write scientific papers. You can write blog posts, all sorts of stuff. You can, of course, have your Emacs configuration. You can do literate programming in general. Plenty of workflows are supported by org. So basically, it's plain text, but with a ton of Lisp around it that gives it all those superpowers that it is famous for.
Okay. Is org? I was talking to the professor the other day, and he said that org was not part of core Emacs at the beginning, but now it is. Is that correct?
This is correct, yes. I don't know the history in detail, but from what I understand, it was introduced in the early 2000s, maybe 2006, something like that. And then a few years after, it was incorporated into Emacs proper. The thing, though, with being a part of Emacs is mostly a convenience in the sense that you have to think of Emacs as two things. One, there is the program that you use, but two, you also have to think of it as a distribution of the core program plus a bunch of extensions for it. So you could, in theory at least, have an Emacs, which is just the editor, but without org, without the modus themes, without a bunch of other stuff. In theory, you could have that. But it's more convenient to just give you a bunch of those extensions so you don't have to try and download them. Maybe you are running on a system where you are not connected to the internet, that sort of thing. So the fact that org is part of Emacs in itself doesn't make it any better. It's better. It's actually great. And that's why they want to have it in Emacs. But the fact that it is in Emacs doesn't in itself give it a boost.
Okay. And since it became part of Emacs, is it maintained by the Emacs core team? I don't know. Well, there must be an Emacs core team. Do you know? Or the person that originated org still maintains it on their side?
So there is a new maintainer of org, but generally the org project is independently run. So they are developing it parallel to the Emacs developers, the core team of Emacs developers. And whenever there is a new version of org, they just push it to the Emacs trunk, the main branch of Emacs Git. Same idea with my Modus themes, for example. Like they are part of Emacs, but I am the only person who contributes effectively to the Modus theme. So the fact that they are a part of Emacs is a technicality. It's like it doesn't really matter. Like if they are good or not good, it's because of me. So the same idea with org.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. All right.
Of course,
So,
org is a massive project. It has a lot of contributors. It has a very active mailing list. There is a lot going on there.
okay. Got it. Got it. All right. So let's get started with org then. What should we do?
Yes, very good, very good. So at its core, org, of course, is like Markdown. So let's go and write a very simple document with headings and some text. And in this text, we will include some of the basics like emphasis and italics and strong emphasis, this sort of thing. So let's do Control X, Control F, which you have already used, to
Hold on.
create a new file anywhere you want on the file system.
Let me think. Hold on. I'm going to create another directory. I'm going to go to GitHub. I'm going to create a repo there. This is probably going to be my notes and Emacs going forward. So this is going to be like the official directory where I'm going to keep this stuff. Okay. So
Very
I'm
good,
just
very
going
good. So in
to.
principle, you should be able to type in the directory. Then, if you already have the directory, of course, that's fine. But if you don't have it, you can type it in / the file name, and then Emacs will tell you what extra you need to create the missing directory.
Let me see what I have there. Hold on. What is this? What is this? What do I have there? Hold on. I hope I have. Hold
Yes,
on.
yes, of course.
Let me switch here. Let me switch here because what is this? Why did I create this? Man.
Yeah. Check.
Now I don't even remember, but it's Obsidian related. Okay. Oh, it's a video that I was doing regarding Obsidian. Okay, nothing serious there, but I don't want to mix. Well, yeah, I don't want to mix them. Okay.
You could make an org directory just so it's clear that they are independent.
Okay. Let me put it in an org directory directly, just like that. GitHub org. People is gonna think that it's like an organization or something. What is the difference between org
dash mode?
Org?
Yeah.
Okay. What is mode? What is the difference between the word org and org mode?
So whenever you open a file in Emacs, it activates a so-called major mode. So modes in Emacs are, in their simplest form, a bundle of configurations, of settings. For example, in org mode, you have settings such as what is a word, what is a paragraph, what is a heading, what is a code block, this sort of thing, right? What do we need to make the menu? If you remember earlier, I jumped to a heading using search. Like that is basically an index of headings. And then org mode, or any mode for that matter, a major mode, will be responsible for telling Emacs how to construct that index. So these sorts of things are taken care of by the major mode. And the difference between org and org mode, if you want to be really pedantic about it, org is the name of the project, and org mode is the specific set of code that is activated when you visit an org file.
Okay.
So you can imagine that org has a ton of stuff, but org mode is a small part of that, which is activated when you visit the file.
Okay. I'm gonna name this org nodes instead. Org nodes, okay? And then this is just gonna be my main directory for org. I'm gonna put my private stuff in here. Or should I put public stuff in here and upload it to GitHub. You know what? Org public. I'm just going to do this public one for people following along, and I'm going to upload it to GitHub so they can see what's going on. And then I'll create my private one based on what we learned here. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Org public. And then just hit enter here, or do I create the file?
Also give it a file name, yes. Like first document.org or whatever. Like.
Okay. Okay. Gonna hit enter there.
Notice what it is telling you at the bottom of the screen.
Use
so
Emacs.
you can also do that. But depending on the settings you have, if you were to save the document, it would automatically ask you to create the directory. But I think you have to opt into that behavior.
Oh, so it didn't create the directory?
No, right now it has opened the buffer.
Oh,
and that buffer points to a path that doesn't exist yet. Because remember from last time, the buffer doesn't exist on disk. It exists in the running memory of Emacs, and it's written to the disk when you save the buffer.
Okay. Should we configure that so that it creates the directory, or should we proceed this way?
Try to save, let's see what is there, but I say we proceed with whatever the default is.
Okay, Emacs.
Not because, just do a save buffer. Let's do, if you do save buffer, if you do Control X, Control S, what will happen? Let's see.
Control
Because
X,
I don't remember what is the default.
Oh, okay.
It's telling you. Yeah. Okay, that's the default. Okay, great.
Okay, got it. All right. I thought that it created it. So it creates the buffer. I have to save it. So create the directory and the buffer then. Okay, got it.
Yes. So always keep in mind that the buffer is basically what is in the memory of Emacs.
Okay.
The file is what is on the actual disk, on the actual hardware.
Okay.
So what you have in memory, if you kill the buffer, if you haven't written it somewhere, basically you lost your data.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Does it save? Because Vim has like a swap file. That is pretty annoying as well sometimes because it gets in the way. But does this have something, or if you don't save it, it's gone?
It has by default, yes. So Emacs has that as well, yes.
Okay.
Which is equally annoying.
Okay, because you get stuck and it's like in NeoVim, you're just get out of the way. I just want to. Okay, but let's continue then.
Very good. Let's start by writing a heading. In Markdown, when you write a heading, you do the hash sign and then a space and then some word, right? In org, it's the same idea, but with asterisks instead of the hash sign. So yeah, that's a level 2 heading, for example, that you are starting there.
Or level 1.
So this is a level 1, yes. So yeah, just write the text of the heading.
Okay, coaching.
It can be anything, yes.
Okay, there we go.
Very good. So now we have a paragraph. You could write some text that is a paragraph. So just write anything. And let's say you want to use some bold, make something stand out. You can wrap it inside of single asterisk. So an asterisk before, an asterisk after, and that means bold.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Just
one.
to say it's 1. Like in Markdown, they have it with 2, yes. And if you want to do the other kind of emphasis, which is the italics, you use forward slashes before and after. The same idea.
I do like this. Oh, okay. I see it changing.
Very good. Go further down and create. Start with a single dash, space, and then type something.
Okay, bullet points, right?
And these are the bullet points, exactly. This is the typographic list. Now, if you do enter, what happens is it will go to the next line. But this continues the same bullet list item. It didn't actually create a new bullet list item. So go back to where you were, to the bullet points, and do meta enter, meta return.
Meta return. Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
So So meta return will allow you to continue with what you are doing there. And then we express ret, in that case, all caps.
All caps, okay.
So,
I don't know how to switch to all caps, so I'm just going to do it this for now.
Yeah. There is, of course, a command for that, but yeah, of course. If you want to render something as monospaced or verbatim, as we say, you can put it inside of the equals sign, one before, one after.
Equal sign.
Like, yeah.
Should I do it on a line below?
Do it on a single thing. For example, the meta return would be a good candidate for this.
Oh, I see. Okay. So equal sign. Let me remember. Where's my equal sign? Here. Oh, and what is that?
So this is the equivalent of the backtick in Markdown.
Oh, okay.
But just to tell you, there is another one which you may prefer more. It's the tilde sign.
Oh, the tilde. Where do I have the tilde? I think I have this one. No. Where is it? Hold on. This one, right?
And it's basically used like the equal sign, same idea. There is a small technical difference between them, but for now, you don't need to know about it.
I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go to the other line. I want to see what happens. New M. This is done. Oh, it doesn't switch there. Okay, with the this.
Yeah.
Where is that symbol? There. Oh, it's a different color.
Yeah, it's a different color because technically they are not the same thing. For now, you don't need to know about their difference. Like, you just pick one of the two and it's good. Like, if you export to HTML, it will be the code, what's it called? Keyword.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
But if you are writing a book, this sort of difference matters. But when you author the book, just call me. I will tell you what the difference is.
Okay. So this is inline code then, right?
This is inline code, of course. Yes, it's one of the ways to write inline code. It's the most common one. You may eventually want to do code blocks, of course.
Yep.
So we will get to those. But let's go back to the beginning of this list, this bullet point list. So one of the nice things with org is how you can move things around. Hold down the meta key and use the arrow keys up and down.
Up and down. Oh. Oh, hold on. I did.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No problem.
Let me remember. I remember. It's Alt Y, right? To yank. No. I can undo. I can undo. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Undo. Yeah. So if you do meta and the up arrow, for example.
Meta up arrow. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can move it, but just within its
within its logical boundaries.
Oh yeah, because I cannot.
Same idea for the paragraphs and the headings actually.
So hold on, let me switch here. So if I do here, meta up arrow. Okay. Does it put it at the bottom? Oh, that's nice. You know, that is nice.
Go and create another heading and put some text below it, and then try to do the same with headings to see what happens.
Now, I have a question. Do you do 80 word wrapping, or you just go like...
We can get to that point. For now, do Emacs visual line mode so that Emacs will wrap it at the edge of the window.
Okay. Now, why is it indented here? Oh, okay. I just delete it, right? So
yes, that's also something we can change eventually with settings, like the default behavior of that. So the idea here, the default, personally, I don't like this default. The idea is that you want to elaborate on this bullet list. So instead of just one line, it's like a paragraph you want to have in the bullet list, which I think is not the common workflow. For me, the most common workflow, and I write a lot, by the way, right? So the most common workflow is bullet list like this, tack, short. I don't write essays in bullet lists.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, if you take a look at what I have here, they're just short. Like this one is 2 lines, but it doesn't happen like all the time, and I just move on. If it needs to be a paragraph, I usually put it outside by itself, right there. So okay, a heading level 2, you said, right?
No, do it level 1. Do it level 1 so that they are on the same level and you can shift them to see what happens when you move the headings up and down with meta and the arrow keys.
Can we move headings up, down? Let me just leave a note here. We move stuff with the symbol. I think I like, which the symbol do I like more? This one or, maybe this one. Well, for now, it'll be a preference of color for me. I think.
That's already good. Yes.
We
so as I said, at this point, you don't need to know the difference. It really doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's with meta. You said meta. Hold on. What was it? I don't remember.
For example, up or down.
Okay, so it's just like this.
And yeah. This is good. So just for you to know, meta up. If you are curious, by the way, how is a key expressed in Emacs? Like you can do Control HK, which is how you ask Emacs for help regarding a certain key. Basically, you tell Emacs, hey, what does this key do? So you do Control HK followed by the key combination you are interested in. And Emacs will tell you what it does, and it will also show you how it is written in Emacs. So for example, meta up, how exactly is meta up written in Emacs?
Okay, control.
And that's useful knowledge if you want to ever bind the key, right? So if you want to write the Emacs list for changing that key, for example.
Okay. So you said Control H, and then
K.
I type
so
the
Control H is help, the help prefix, and then K for key.
K for key. Okay. And then I type the key.
So it's telling you will type the key you are interested in.
Meta up. Okay.
Oh, I think you did another one. I think you did meta 8.
Oh, got it. Yeah. I have to get used to. Okay. So I got the idea now. Let me quit out of this. If I remember correctly, that was meta 1, control 1. Which one was it?
Control X1.
Control X1. I was kind of close.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
So I can move this heading then, right?
Yes.
So it's meta up. Oh, when it switches the entire heading.
If you had the space after the meta up, like a new line, it would be also easier for you to see them separate.
There.
Yeah.
That is cool. I like that. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it back there.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea with org is that you can keep doing this for the logical boundary. So if you have a level heading 2, for example, if you make this a level heading 2,
let me put another one.
Do it manually. Put another one, yes.
Oh, so even if I go here, it goes. I don't like that too much, I think. Okay. But that can be changed, of course. Okay.
We can disable that, yes. Yeah, try to move it around and see what happens.
Oh, so I would assume it stays within its boundary then. Cannot move past superior level or buffer limit. Okay. Makes sense.
So in this case, logically, heading level 2 belongs rather to the heading level 1 above it.
Okay.
So it's an extension of the heading level 1.
Okay. If I move this level 1, it moves all its children, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, when working with Markdown files, there's no Markdown convention, right? But there's like linters that suggest that you keep a single heading 1 in the entire file. Is that something that you follow in Emacs, like a single heading 1 level 1, or you keep multiple, or doesn't matter?
It will only matter if you are exporting to HTML, where you want the H1 tag to be unique, right? So if you are thinking in terms of HTML, of course, you want to organize things accordingly. Otherwise, headings level 1, I think, is the way to go. Personally, I have headings level 1.
Oh, okay.
And if I export to HTML, I will adapt accordingly.
Oh, okay. Okay. But only if you export to HTML. Other than that, you don't care about that rule too much.
No, because in other contexts, it's actually semantically correct. Like, I think HTML is basically wrong in that regard. Like, heading level 1 shouldn't be level 2 because of some arbitrary restriction. Actually, I don't know if HTML still has that restriction, because ever since HTML5, there is this title tag.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if H1 now is limited to 1 per page. I don't know if maybe that's a very old convention.
Okay. Okay. Makes
Yeah,
sense. All
I
right.
have to read on that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But for example, if you are exporting, because that's the other thing eventually, with org, you may be exporting to PDF documents, you may be exporting to ODT documents, to other file formats as well, where the semantics of what you have there will, of course, affect the styles you are seeing, among others. So, it makes sense to retain the semantic.
Okay. Okay. Got it. All right.
What you want now to do, of course, is something you were also doing with Markdown. You want to go on a heading and do tab.
On a heading, do
So
tab. This
mm-hmm.
one or this one?
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Oh, it folds it.
Very
Okay.
good. Go do it to the parent as well and see what happens.
Okay. Tab folds. Oh, so if I do it multiple times, okay.
It will cycle through them.
Okay.
Now do shift and tab.
Shift, tab.
Which applies to the entire document.
Oh, to all the level 1 headings, right? And it also
continue
folds.
with shift tab. Yeah. Continue with it. See.
Oh, okay. And then okay, so it cycles through. Okay, so this is, hold on, level 1, level 1 and 2, and the rest. Okay.
Yeah, you have to think of it as level 1, all headings, and then all content.
Let me create another heading here.
Yeah. Make as many as you need. And just to say, go back to the heading for a little while, and do meta return. Go to do meta return
here.
Let's see.
Oh, so it creates another.
But it created it from where you were. It took the text and made it a new heading. So that's also a behavior that is configurable,
I don't like that.
By the way.
Yeah. Okay. I want it where the other one is right now.
Yes. So
but I can move it.
We can tweak all that later.
Oh, I cannot move it, right? Because okay. Okay.
You can. You are moving it actually. Look. You are moving it with its text. You see?
Yes. Yeah. Because now that text is part of the new heading. Okay. I don't want to change that default.
Yes.
I don't want to change that default.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Very good. But the idea is that you can do meta return on a heading to create a new heading. But eventually we will refine it how we want it to be. Like, that's the part, of course, with Emacs. There is no right or wrong way. Like, there are people who really like this behavior. There are people who don't like it. So eventually, if you are a developer, you just have to pick one and then hope for the best.
Okay. How did you delete? Control K is to delete from here to the end of the line, right?
Very good.
Control K. And if I type it again, deletes the new line. Okay. I remember that at least.
Very good.
Okay. Let me just
very good.
Type here. You fold headings with, and it's this. No. I did something. Control G, right? No.
Good.
Did I cancel the
No,
command
that's
there?
good. You have canceled it in a way that is here. You see at the bottom. You have canceled it by typing a key that doesn't exist. So Emacs is telling you, hey, this is an error. So in effect, you canceled it by hitting an error.
Okay.
Which is, of course, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it works.
Okay, so you fold headings with tab and you cycle through them with was meta tab, right? I'm not typing. Was that the way?
So tab will cycle as well. If you do it on the parent heading, it has the effect of cycling the subheadings. If you want to cycle, basically do the same thing on the entire document, then it's Shift and Tab.
Hold on, I got lost there. Let me create a level 3 heading below, okay?
Excellent.
This is a test. Some text. Is there a way to jump between headings easily?
Yes. The default key binding for that is Control C as a prefix, and then Control P for previous, Control N for next.
Okay, so Control C. Oh no, I didn't do that correctly. Hold on. So Control C,
so
right?
Control C, yes.
Here, or I have to be in a heading?
You can do it there.
Control C. What did I do? Am I doing something wrong? Oh no, I'm not typing control. I'm not typing control. Yeah, I'm typing. Okay, how do I put back what I deleted there?
With undo. So you will need to undo control and the /.
Oh, but I had some text. How do I redo? Let's say, how do I redo?
By undoing.
So I just
So of course there is a redo command actually in newer Emacs, but if you undo, so undo in Emacs is not one direction. It goes both ways. So it goes one way. If you make some change, it goes the other way. And basically it's super advanced. And the thing is that you can just do redo if you want to do redo, which is control and the question mark if you only want to redo.
Control the. Hold on, I didn't type it correctly, I think. Which one is the question mark in my case? Hold on. Okay. So it's this control question mark. No undone changes to redo.
Okay. So you don't have a redo. Basically, you have an undo at this point. So you just want to do control and the /.
Okay.
Very good. Keep doing it.
I keep doing it. Okay. I keep doing it.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it doing it?
Okay. Yep.
Continue.
Oh, so like when does it decide? I'm just gonna not go back, but I'm gonna go forward now. Like,
So the way it does it, of course, like not to give you like a very technical thing, but the way it does it is based on the changes you made. So it goes until the point where another set of changes happen. So it will go as basically if you continue with like one line of changes, it will follow to the end of that line. Then if you stop and you do some other changes, potentially undoing those changes, now it will rewind and then go to that other line of changes. There is a package called vundo, which visualizes this, and it's very easy for you to make sense of it. Whereas if you are just seeing it like this, it's hard to have an intuition of what will happen next. Like if you are an experienced Emacs user, you eventually reach a point where you understand it, or you just have vundo and you don't have to think about it. So, but I would say vundo is a good thing to have.
So pretty much just keep typing, keep spamming the undo key until I get what I need back, right?
Yeah, and hope for the best. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's a church.
Okay. That's decent. Okay. So how did you say that I can jump to the heading then?
Control C, Control P.
Okay. So it's Control. I still don't get used to Control on this finger, so that's why I type it incorrectly. So Control C.
Control C.
Oh, I have this mapped to this application. Hold on.
Ooh, tricky. Yes.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
Let's map it to something else for the time being. Okay.
Just to say, it's Control C, by the way, as in caps.
Oh.
So not Z. So not Z or Z. It's Control C.
Oh.
As
Okay.
in ABC.
Control C and then Control P.
Yeah, very good. Control P to go to previews.
And can I keep typing Control P here?
So right now, by default, no, you have to do the whole thing. So you have to get used to Control C, Control P. Eventually, you can, yes. Eventually, you can speed this up. There is an option in org about so-called speed keys, where org will be smart about where your cursor is. So if you are at the beginning of the heading, instead of you doing Control C, Control P, or whatever, you can just have P or N. And then basically you map that to the motion you want directly.
Okay. Just to provide a little bit of context here. Let me switch here real quick. Okay.
Yes.
I navigate. I don't want to do it the same way. I just want to do it the Emacs way, but I want to simplify it a bit because I do GJ to go down just between headings, or GK to go up, like two keys. I know that I can remap stuff. So, well, we can leave it this way for now, right?
Of course, if you think in terms of holding down the control key, it's C and P. So, of course, you are holding down a modifier, granted, but it's basically the price you pay for not having modal editing.
Okay, yeah.
So, you switch the modality of Vim with the control key, simplifying now.
Okay, but you navigate your headings in a different way. You showed it at the bottom, right? So you can get the list of the headings and navigate them that way, jump to the one that you want. So that's something we'll do eventually. So let me try to fold again. You said that is
the tab key.
The tab key, okay. Tab, okay, and all of its children. And if I do meta tab, right? What's the other one?
Before you do that, continue with the tab to see the behavior of tab, like on the single item.
Okay. So let's see. We have it here. Holds everything. Then the level 2. Then level 2 and 3. Okay, got it.
And the way to conceptualize this is show me just this heading. Show me this heading and its other subheadings. And then show me this heading, all of its contents, all of the subheadings, and their contents as well.
Okay, got it. And if, for example, okay, what is meta tab then? What is that? What was the difference there?
So it's not meta tab, it's shift tab. And the idea with that is to basically do tab on every heading.
Oh, okay.
Basically the equivalent of the behavior of tab, but for every heading.
Okay. So here. Okay, I have a question. Now, what if I want to go here from heading 2, from level 2 back to level 1? Can I, or I have to cycle?
You mean like this? No, you have to cycle, I think.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure, but I believe you have to cycle. Like you cannot go back in that.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Makes sense.
But of course, if you really have a use case for that, you can always rebind keys. Like you can do whatever you want. But I think you just get used to this. Like, and maybe depending on how you navigate, you never actually do any of this manually.
Okay.
Like me, I rarely actually use a tab.
Okay, got it. All right. So I'm just gonna unfold.
But we will see this in practice. Yeah.
Unfold everything. There we go.
Just to say that already we have this structure, but visually everything seems to be on the same level, right?
Yep.
Like they all start at the beginning. Let's do something which I think is very useful to know about. Emacs org indent mode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a minor mode, not a major mode. So it's basically a bunch of settings again, which will change how your Emacs buffer looks. But let's do it. Org indent mode.
This one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me do it. Okay. Got
Yes.
it.
So what this will do is it will modify the presentation. So it doesn't actually insert literal spaces, but it looks as if it has added spaces to show you the level of depth. So now you
Okay.
can see that the paragraphs are a little bit indented relative to the heading, and then level 2 headings are indented, you see? So basically you can more easily see the hierarchy like this.
Okay. Do you use like variable font, like variable size headings?
Personally, yes, I
Okay.
like it, but it's really a matter of style.
I want that as well. Yep. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I like to see, if you notice, this is
Uh-huh.
not like purely cosmetic, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
use these flashy colors on the headings because I just want to see them quick. You know, I just want to see, okay, this is a heading, this is
Nice.
just text in between, right? So I think
Mm-hmm.
variable font is gonna help a lot there. But we can take a
Mm-hmm.
look at that another day, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yes, because it relates to the style of Emacs in general, which is a nice skill to know about overall. In this case, of course, you could do it with a theme, but we want to do it in a more general way. I don't want you to be thinking in terms of the specific theme, but like to understand the principle of how you would do this with any theme.
okay,
So, of
got
course, you
it.
can also do the flashy colors.
Okay, okay, all right.
But for now, everything looks the same size and it's like that. So the idea is with something like org indent mode, you can on demand switch on this presentation. Just for you to get used to this behavior of Emacs, what you just did is you activated the minor mode. So like major modes, what I was telling you earlier, minor modes are again a bunch of settings. The thing is that you can have many minor modes running at the same time, which do different things. For example, one of them is indenting org like this, another is showing you line numbers, another is highlighting the current line, these sorts of things. So now go and do Emacs org indent mode again. So this is a standard behavior of Emacs. You can enable and disable a minor mode
Okay,
by calling it with Emacs or with a key binding.
okay. So I just hit enter there because it shows at the top, and this is because of the
Very good.
plugin that you mentioned or the package vertical, right? Or is it
Exactly,
okay?
exactly. It's vertical, yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna toggle it. Okay, and it disables
Hmm.
that. Okay,
Yes, yes. So it disables that. And then if you really like it, you can enable it. So that's the idea.
okay,
So now let's go and look at a few other things. Let's go to that second level 2 heading that you have, or let's go to the first level 2 heading actually. What if I have a heading?
okay. There we go.
And let's do meta and the arrow keys, right and left.
Okay, meta. Where's my arrow keys?
Do
They're here.
right.
Okay. Oh, it increases the heading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. If
So you can do some, yes.
okay, this is something that I have to do often as well. I have to increase the heading, the level of all the
Mm-hmm.
headings. If I fold them and I do this, does it increase all of them?
So if you want to do it for this and the subheadings,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do meta shift and the arrows. So of course this doesn't have subheading, so it won't affect anything else. But if you do it on the one below, it should you should be able to see the effect on the level 3 heading.
Let me do it here. Let me do it here. So it's
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Meta
meta.
shift and the arrows, right
Okay,
and left.
meta shift and the arrow. Oh, That is something.
Yeah.
That is a custom key map that I had to create in NeoVim, and I use it more often than you think, because sometimes you copy and paste from file and the indentation or the heading levels are different and you need to decrease or increase, but that is cool. I like that.
Yeah,
okay.
this is neat. This is quite neat. Yeah, and it's useful as well in this context, especially if you are moving things around with up and down, meta up and down, right? You may be like, okay, I want to move this around, but I also want to shift it inward or whatever. So you can do stuff like that.
Okay, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna forget it, but I'm gonna paste the transcript of this video into AI, and I'm gonna create a summary of the key maps that you're sharing because I'm not going to remember all of them right now.
Yeah, of course. Which, of course, is why I don't want to bombard you with all the things you can do, right? Because the point is not to tell you, hey, org can also do this. Basically, I want to tell you that org can do like a ton of stuff. There are basically 1 million options. But the idea is that learn the absolute basics, work with it, and then eventually you will have a question, okay, how do I do this or that in org? And then, of course, you will find the answer. And then it will make sense because now you had the use case for it and basically you figured out what you need to learn.
Okay, amazing. Now, there is something that I definitely want to do, Prot, and is the variable font size headings. I cannot continue live this way. I just I just need to make my experience a little bit pleasant. So maybe it's a little bit more advanced, but this is like a must for me. So can we?
Okay, so you want, for example, heading level 1 to be, let's say, 2 times the size of the paragraph text. That's the idea?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Okay. So let's ask Emacs, what is the face at point where the cursor is? Because what we will do is we will modify the style. So in Emacs, when we say style, like bold or a color, we are talking about a face. It's called the face.
Okay.
So the face is a bundle of display engine construct features, such as the text family, the font family, the font height, the text color, if there is any background, if there is any underline, that sort of thing. So it's colors and typography.
Okay. So
specific to the character.
So okay. So this is similar. Let me see if I can remember what it was here. It was highlight like this, right? So it shows you like the foreground, background. I don't know what other information shows. No, this was not the one. But okay, I don't remember what it was right now. But okay, hold on. Let me close
but
this.
I know the idea. I know the idea because I have also written Vim themes. So the idea is basically the same. So Vim will have like basically a keyword that it applies to something, some text. And then you say, okay, this keyword should have those properties. So when Vim styles that thing, it gets those properties.
Okay. So how do we do that then?
So you can do Emacs. Describe dash char, as in character.
I have my order list, so I can type it however I want. Does it? Okay, char describe. Okay, it works. Okay. Okay, so I hit enter here.
Yes. Notice that this is really picky about where your cursor is. So it will be exactly the character you are on.
Oh.
So in this case, it's where the asterisk is. So this will tell you what is this character exactly at point. So at the top of this help buffer, which you see at the bottom of your screen, at the top, it says a few stuff about the actual character. We don't need to read all this. We can scroll down in that help buffer. We can go towards the bottom of that buffer and see, here we are. There are text properties here, it is saying. Face and the face, and there is an underline. And basically, know this, whenever you see an underline like that in an Emacs help buffer, you can follow that link to something useful, such as another help buffer. Follow that org level 1, just for us to see what it is.
I just click on it, right?
You can click or go there and do enter, yes.
And okay, I'm just gonna click on it right now.
So what we are seeing here is the face called org level 1, in parentheses, a sample of how that looks. Of course, it so happens we picked the most boring one, so it just looks bold. But if it was something else, you would be seeing how that looks. And further down, we see the specific attributes of this face. So you see what those are. Like there is a font family, there is a foreground, there is a background, there is an underline, strike through, yes or no, these sorts of things. So in this case, what we have is, I think it's just the bold. It inherits the bold face by default.
This inherit.
Okay, it inherits that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But basically, we don't need to know exactly what is happening here. We know that there is a face called org level 1. So let's dismiss this buffer now. We don't need it. So we can do that. We said earlier, Control X1 means delete every window except this one. So keep only this one. But if we want to delete a specific window, we do Control X0.
Oh,
so
okay. So Control X1, I don't have to do it right now because I would keep this one only, right? So
yeah,
Control X1 or Control X0 then, right?
Let's do Control X0 just so you have that in the transcript.
Control X. Now where is my 0? Is this the one? Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I could have pressed the 9, you know? What would have happened if I pressed the 9?
Actually do it. Let's find out. And that's generally the behavior of Emacs if you type something that doesn't exist. But do it just so you see.
Oh, here? Or should I open whatever we had opened before?
Do it there. It doesn't make a difference in this case. With this specific key, I mean.
Control X9, right? It's undefined, okay. Okay.
Yes. So that's what Emacs will tell you. If a key doesn't do anything, it will just tell you.
Okay. Got it.
So let's go then to your configuration, your init file. Maybe it's already existing in a buffer. So let's try to switch to buffer and see if it's there.
Let me save this file before I continue. It was Control XS or no?
Very good.
Control XS. So it asks me.
Sorry. It's Control X, Control S.
Okay. Control X, Control S. Now here, Control G.
So Control G. But anyway, you did something else. It wasn't S. It was D, I think.
Okay.
Do G. Yes. Yeah. Do G.
I do Control G, right? Control G. So it's Control X, Control S. There we go. Okay. So now
very good.
Control X, Control B.
Control X, B.
Okay.
So not Control X, Control B. Control X, B.
Okay.
So the difference between the two is you did Control X, Control B. So the difference between the two is that Control B is basically more of a commitment in the sense that we'll create a window and list all your buffers there. Perhaps because you want to do something with them. Whereas Control X B, it's just a one-off operation where it will use the mini buffer, that bottom of the screen, to select one buffer and switch to it.
Okay. So do I do Control X1 here?
Do Control X1, exactly.
Control X1. Okay. So now it is Control X, Control B, right? No, Control X.
Control X. Exactly.
Control X B. Okay. Man, it takes me like 5 minutes to switch to a file. So I have to think if I have to switch to a file, man, it's like a like a bomb, you know? I'm like disarming a bomb here. It can explode. Okay.
Exactly. So because this is specific to org, we want to write the package configuration for org and then include our first configuration there. So you already have done package configurations, such as what we see at the bottom of your screen here with Vertigo. So you can do it, well, where you were. You don't have to go somewhere else. You can do it where you are, like there. But anywhere you want, you can basically go and start writing use package org.
Okay.
Then we can copy what we have there, the same approach. Ensure in this case means exactly, very good, very good. Install the package if it is missing. In this case, it's built into Emacs. You don't need to install it. And then config, and here is where we will put our first configuration. Now, go a bit further up where you are configuring your font.
Okay. There.
So you see that. Very good, very good. Let's copy this line, which you can...
I'm gonna use the mouse because I don't remember. Can I select with the mouse?
Yeah.
Or yeah, let's do it with the mouse. What should I copy?
Do it with the mouse. Basically, this thing that is on this line, this entire line.
Oh, the entire thing? Okay, got it. So...
And to copy now, you want to do meta W. To just copy what is marked, what is highlighted.
Why W? Why did they choose W? How do you remember?
W as in write.
Oh, okay.
Write this to the kill ring, as we call it.
Okay.
You could think of the clipboard. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Let's go back there. Cheating with the mouse doesn't matter.
No problem. By the way, Emacs should, in principle, be perfectly usable with the mouse. Maybe it cannot do everything with the mouse, but it should be like very competent.
Okay. I'll get used to not using the mouse because I don't like using it too much. But now I'm just doing a lot of cheating. But I'll get better at it over time.
That's fine.
Okay.
So now we want to do Control Y.
To yank. Okay.
To yank. Of course, it's the same verb yank that is used in Vim, but it has a different meaning. So yank literally means pull, right? In Vim, when you say yank, you mean pull it from where it is and put it to the equivalent of the clipboard, right? In Emacs, we say pull it from the clipboard and put it where your cursor is. So it's basically the opposite.
Yeah. Why couldn't they agree on that? Because I was reading the tutorial and I was like, yank. So yank is paste pretty much. Okay. And the NeoVim yank is copy. Yeah. But okay, it is what it is.
Yes, exactly. Like so you want to close now this parenthesis to close the configuration for org.
Okay. Close that.
And notice what we are reading here. Set face attribute. So basically what this function is doing is it's modifying a face. And then it has the default face. So where we say default, we want to go and replace the word default with org-level-1. So we want to modify the face called org-level-1.
Okay.
And by the way, if you see the bottom of your screen, do level 1 as well. You will notice that Emacs is highlighting this function call, set face attribute, and then it gives you the parameters of this function, and it is highlighting where you are positionally. So if you move one to the right, you will see what the... Notice that now the frame parameter is highlighted. So, of course, you can read the documentation to understand exactly what frame means, but fundamentally, argument 1, argument 2, and so on, right? Okay. And it highlights it for you.
Okay.
Very good. We don't need to know everything. Let's delete this whole family, JetBrains, etc. part, and let's leave the height.
Okay. How did you select? I remember it was... I don't remember.
Control space to basically mark the point where you want to start selecting, and then you move in the direction you want.
Okay. So I delete this whole thing.
And by the way, when you do this, of course, in the future, just so you know, you can always search forward. And basically, it has the same effect of selecting from where you are until where you land. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Because we started earlier where you were like, okay, do you actually move meta F, meta B? So you can also do that eventually. But let's continue. Let's continue with this. Very good.
Okay, delete it. I'm also going to delete this.
And very good, very good. So the height, we just want to keep the height. When you are setting the default height, you want to set an absolute number, right? Like that's how we do it in HTML as well. Like we set an absolute number, and then everything else is relative to that number, right? That's kind of how we do it. So the same principle in Emacs. You don't want to use an integer, as in 175. You want to use a floating point, which is basically the default times this number.
Multiplier, okay.
So
yeah.
you can, exactly. So you can do something like 2.0, for example, or 1.5,
2.
whatever you like, actually.
Yeah, 2.0. Let's try 2.0, and I'm gonna see if I want it, Yep, okay.
So go ahead and evaluate this.
Okay, so it's Control X, Control E. It returns
Very good.
C. Okay, so I can switch to the other file now, right?
You can switch there. If you want, of course, you can create a split. So you switch to it in one of the windows, and then in the other window, you are still here. So you can see what you are doing and then
Let's do it.
tweak it so you don't have to go. Yes.
Let's do it because it takes me too long to switch right now.
Let's do Control X and the number 2.
Control X, the number 2. Okay.
Yes. So you have now 2 windows, one above, one below. And in the window where you want org to be, do Control X and the letter B.
I want it
to
at the
switch
bottom.
to the buffer.
How do I?
Okay, go to the bottom.
How do I switch
with
to that
Control
buffer?
X O, Control X O, as in other.
Oh, okay. Control X other. Okay.
O.
Now Control X B.
Very good. Very good.
First document. Oh, okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Let's see.
So let's say you don't like the number 2.0, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit big, I think. Yep.
Control X O. And tweak the number, evaluate it, and you should see the effect live.
Okay. 1.75. So it's Control X, Control E. I think that's better for now. Yep. Okay. That's good. Okay.
And just to get a feel for it, do the same for level 2.
How do I change the color?
Level 2.
How do I change the color?
I
want to use the color from the theme.
After the height.
Okay, after the height.
That's a little bit more complicated.
Oh, okay.
You can do it. You can do it. I won't tell you how, because basically it assumes that you will be using this theme.
Oh.
Because if you, let's say you switch from Modus to Solarized or whatever, right? Basically, they have a different way of doing the equivalent. So I don't want you to learn something that is specific to
the
a
theme.
package.
Yep.
Yeah, or to the theme. So for now, let's hard code the color. But of course, that's not a good idea if you are switching themes, right?
Okay.
Because a color in one theme may not look nice in another theme. So go ahead and create a space there. And do colon foreground.
Colon for, yeah, just for testing, because I won't keep it, but I just want to test foreground. Okay.
And then the color you want to use is a string. So inside of double quotes, you will write the color. You can write the color as an English word that is supported by Emacs, or as a hexadecimal RGB. If you are curious what colors Emacs supports, like named colors, you can do MX list colors display. And Emacs will tell you all the colors it knows by name.
Okay.
But of course, you can use a hexadecimal RGB, so all the colors that are supported.
Okay. Let's try with this one. That is syntactically correct, right?
This is entirely right, yes. Okay. Of course, blue on a dark background will be barely readable, but let's do it.
Okay, Control
We
X.
want to live dangerously.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks like the Stallman page, right? The website. Okay. Let me delete this. And okay, so if you want the color to be dynamic depending on the theme that you have, because that is the approach that you want to follow, right? How would you handle it in this case? And if it's too advanced, we don't need to do it right now, but I'm just wondering.
Okay, so what you have here, set face attribute, is a function call, right? So when you are changing a theme,
hold on,
some event happens. Yes, sorry.
What do I do here? Control G, right?
Control G. So you want to reset the color?
Okay, yeah. Control X, Control E, right?
So no. So you want to undo.
Yep, I undid.
And you want to have the foreground there, and then you want to do a single quote unspecified. So basically, you want to explicitly say, reset this or cancel this, like, so single quote, not the double quote. So you want to remove the double quotes. It's not a string anymore. Single quote unspecified.
Oh.
You may remember earlier when we did Emacs describe face, or you clicked on the face, described char we did, and we clicked on the face, and there was a bunch of unspecified. It's this. What basically this means is, don't use a specific value for this face. Leave it to whatever the default is.
Okay. Okay, got it. So now I can
So,
do Control X, Control E, right? If I don't do the unspecified, then what happens?
It will keep the one you had set until something else sets another value. For
Makes
example,
sense.
if you load another theme, or if you evaluate this with a different value.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let me just quickly read super chats. I think we have.
Yes. Of course.
We have one. I think. Let me take a look real quick. Okay. So we have
Yes.
here Hazenbug, my boy Hazenbug. Work mode is so powerful. I'm loving the streaming. Really appreciate it. We also have
Very good.
Sasha. We have the professor in chat. There's a lot of people. I think I saw Sasha. I don't remember. Let's see if
I believe I saw Sasha as well. Yes.
You saw her, right? Is she somewhere else? No, she's not here. I think Prot. Maybe we're.
Maybe we're just hallucinating.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So.
Okay. So yeah.
Let's continue then. Let's go back here to Emacs.
Very good. So somebody is actually saying Sasha was here. So all three of us are hallucinating. It's not just the two of us. So what we were doing is, you were telling me, okay, if I want to basically dynamically change the faces, what do I do? So what this is a function call. It's, of course, one of the ways to change faces. It's not the only way, but let's imagine it's the only way, right? You call a function, it changes the face, okay? So when you are loading a theme, what happens is that some event takes place. A theme is loaded. And generally in Emacs, you have this concept of hooks. In Vim, they are called auto commands. So something happens and then something follows. And in Emacs, it's the hook. In Vim, it's the auto command. So you can basically hook into that event and be like, okay, after a theme is loaded, I want you to call this function. And basically that function will do something useful.
Okay.
So imagine you are switching from modus vivendi to modus operandi. And you're like, you know what? When I am on modus vivendi, I really love green on black. So you're like, okay, on modus vivendi, after I'm loading the theme, then set this to green. If I am switching now to modus operandi, then call this function and apply the blue color or whatever against the white background. So that's the concept, at least. But of course, how exactly you do that will depend on the theme, on what you want to achieve, and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But the approach of, namely, something happens, there is a hook, and then something else happens because you want it to happen, that's general to Emacs. So the thing with Emacs, and that's basically how you start learning more and more by configuring these little things, is that once you learn this, it's the same principle for things that are not related to this. So effectively, you learn to program Emacs.
Okay.
And that, of course, is a useful skill in general for whatever you do with it.
All right. Let's avoid that for now. I'm just going to switch the... You said that to paste is meta Y or control Y?
Control Y. Actually, meta Y would work as well. So it would work in a slightly different way.
Yes, have to delete this, right? Okay. How do I
very good.
Format it? Like control.
Do tab.
Control. Oh no, hold on. I didn't do control A. Hold on. I did
do control G.
Control G. No, I selected everything, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Control G.
So,
Okay.
yes. For now, go find what you were editing. Of course, eventually we can do that in some fancier way, but for now, just visually go find it.
How do I find it?
By doing the arrow key down.
Oh, you know what? Let's cheat. Let's do it this way. Boom, here.
Yeah.
What happens if I hit tab here? Does it indent everything?
Try and you will find out.
Oh, so I don't have to be at the beginning of the line.
And in fact, this is a behavior that is confusing at first because in other editors, you do tab, it inserts a literal tab.
Mm-hmm.
In Emacs, tab performs indentation by default. Of course, you can insert a literal tab, but the idea is that it will try to indent either the current line or the highlighted region. It will try to indent it according to the major mode. Remember what we said earlier about the major mode, right? So it's a bunch of variables that determine how the file is supposed to behave. And one of
Okay.
those behaviors is the indentation.
Okay, got it. All right. So I just have to switch this to 2, and I want this to be 1.25. Let's see what happens. So I can evaluate the whole thing, right?
Exactly.
Which would be here. Control X, Control
Correct.
E. Okay, there
Very
we
good,
go.
very good. It did the effect. It was more subtle, but I saw it.
Okay, yep. I'm also going to do it for, well, level 3. I think the color being different is good for now, but I'll think about how I want them. Yep. Okay.
And then just so you know, you could change the background, you could add an overline or an underline. So eventually you can make them really stand out.
Okay. With the other command or the other window that showed in the past that showed us whatever can be changed on org level 1 or org level 2, like in a heading, right? Okay. Got it.
Correct. And if you are ever curious, what is a face exactly like? You can do Emacs describe face directly.
Okay.
Emacs describe face, and then it will produce a help buffer with all the attributes of that face, and then you take it from there, basically.
Okay, got it. Why do I see auto-saving done there at the bottom?
Because Emacs is trying to save you in case you accidentally close Emacs or there's a power failure or something, and you have not saved the file you are in.
Okay.
Because the file you are in has changes which exist in the buffer, but not on the underlying file.
Which one did it save? Both of them?
The one above.
The one above. How do you know when a file hasn't been saved? Like, is there something
So
here?
by default, very good. So you will see that there are two so-called mode lines. So it's those bars you were moving the cursor over. So this one is the one you are basically on. So that's for the window above. And if you hover with your mouse over those asterisks at the beginning of the mode line, you will get a tooltip, or basically you see it at the bottom actually. Buffer is modified, you see? Buffer is writable, buffer is modified. So it's basically this asterisk is telling you that it is writable, it is modified, and the asterisk indicates that it has been modified.
Okay.
So if you compare it to what you are seeing below, it's slightly different. If you see, the one below doesn't have asterisks.
Oh, okay. Okay, because it's saved, right?
Exactly. So the buffer is not modified.
Okay, what is this U here?
It concerns line endings. So it's using a system. Well, you don't really need to know about it. But basically, if you are switching to a Windows machine, the different types of line endings between Unix style and the Windows style would affect the encoding of the file.
Okay, it's
like
fine.
you would be seeing slightly different things. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so Control X, Control S to save, right?
Very good.
Control X, no, I did. Okay, hold on. Undo, Control X,
Yes,
Control
very good.
S. Oh, so it disappears. The stars there disappear. Okay, because it's saved.
Very good. Now let's go to org and do a little bit of the org things. So of course, the markup, that's fine. You can write plain text like this, but this is really Markdown, right? Why would you use org when your Markdown is a thing? So let's focus now on org and let's do some of the things that would be useful to do with org.
Okay.
So I want to send you something, basically a configuration, because I want you to try this.
Okay.
So if you see my Emacs for a second,
Yeah, let me switch
you
to
will
it.
just do the path to directory. So I will write it for you because I don't really want you to basically think about this too much. But basically, you can read already what this is, right? So we want to tell org. Where do I send you this actually?
You can do it in Signal if you want.
Signal. Okay. Let me just do that. So let's see here. So the idea is we want to tell org that, hey, this is where my org files are. And these files actually feed into the agenda. So because eventually we want to see how we can use org to start organizing our life. We want to basically create a to-do, so a task. And we want to assign a date to that task. And that date should effectively show the task on the agenda when it's relevant to be seen.
Okay. So I add this in the org config, right?
In your configuration, in the init file, exactly.
Okay, so I add it here. I have it in my clipboard. I'm gonna paste.
Yeah, note that I don't see it on my screen anymore.
Oh, hold
I
on.
see my screen. Yeah, okay,
There
good.
we go.
Very good. And you want to, of course, change the path there.
So this is where my current path, pretty much, right?
I believe it was tilde github org -public.
Let me. I'm not gonna have completion here, right?
For the time being, no. Eventually, it's something we will set up.
Hold on. Let me just. I just want to get the path right. So it was what was it? Org something we configured, right?
I believe it was GitHub and then org public.
Okay, hold on. Org public.
It was exactly like this.
Okay.
This is what I remembered. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just gonna grab this, and I'm just going to Control Y, right?
Very good.
Okay, there we go.
Very good. So put a / at the end just to make it clear that this is a directory. Very good. And this is our directory. And then we say these are our agenda files, basically a list with everything that is in that directory. So you can evaluate all this.
Okay. Do I have an extra? Oh no, I don't have an extra one.
You can see based on what it is highlighting.
There. Yep.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
There we go.
Very good. Now let's go to our org file. You can save this buffer as well.
Control X, Control S, right? Control X, Control S.
Very nice.
Okay. So it's Control XO. Was that the way?
To switch to the other window. That's correct.
Control XO. Okay. Do you use those defaults? Control XO.
This actually, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's easy for me. And there is an option you asked me earlier. Well, can I avoid doing Control C, Control P again? So there is an option to basically make it so that if you do Control XO and you want to continue with Control XO, you can basically do Control XO, O, right? So if you have many windows, you can do like just repeat the last key and then it goes through the windows.
Okay. Got it. Now, what if I want to maximize this window? If I do Control X1, the other one, like is it deleted and I cannot get to it with Control XP or however it was, or?
So what will be deleted is the window, meaning the display of a buffer. But the buffer itself is not deleted unless you go and explicitly kill the buffer. So deleting a window is basically a cheap operation. Like you don't lose your data. You just delete the window and you can create another window. And there is an option, of course, to rewind and bring back a window configuration. But for now, we don't need to know about it. So if you delete a window, you have to create a new window and then show the buffer you want in that window.
Okay, got it. All right.
So we can do the Control X1.
Control X1. Okay. And then
Very
if I do
good,
Control
very good.
XB, it's going to show up there, right? Control XB.
Control XB is how you can select another buffer.
Okay.
And basically, exactly.
Control XB.
So the idea is buffers exist in the memory of Emacs, and basically it's what you really care about. It's your data. And then windows, you just add and remove them as you need.
Okay, got it. All right.
Very good, very good. So let's go now and create a new heading.
At the bottom.
And we will see this at the bottom. Yes, let's create a new heading. Of course, we are barely scratching the surface here. We haven't seen what org is capable of, but let's create a level 1 heading for now. And let's write in all caps to do, one word, to do, TODO, like this. And then, for example, meet with Prot or whatever, or learn org or whatever.
Okay, let's do meet with Prot next Sunday. Is that?
It's a good idea. Yes, yes. Let's do a real task. Exactly. Meet with Prot for meeting number 3.
Okay.
Very good, very good. So what you want to do now, let's do it with Emacs, just so that you have a record of it in Emacs.
Hold on.
Yeah.
With Prot. Okay, so I do MX.
Very good. MX, and then do org schedule.
Org schedule.
And you can see the key binding right away. Control C, Control S. Let's do S as in schedule. So let's do org schedule.
Okay.
So this interface comes up. You can use Shift and the arrow keys to select the date. You see the date picker there. Or you can just type out the date.
Okay, let's see. Shift and the arrows. Okay, that's useful, I think. How do I know what day is today? Does it show something?
It should be a dot to go to today.
So just dot, right? I just type a dot there.
Yeah. Yes, I believe that should work. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Very good.
So next Sunday would be here.
That would be there, and you can type out the specific hour. For example, that would be, I don't know, 12 on your end or whatever.
It's 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
So right, 1 p.m.
Just like that.
So you can write it. Yeah, and notice that yellow text afterwards, right? Basically, it takes what you have selected and what you have typed, and it interprets it. So actually, what you have here is this, and it's what it is showing you.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Because you can do something like, of course, you pick the date using the arrows, Shift and the arrows, but you could do something like plus 7D. So 7 days from now at 1 p.m., for example. You could have written something. So, of course, this can do a lot of fancy things like this, but the idea is you pick a date.
Okay.
And then do enter. Let's see how that works.
Okay, scheduled.
Okay, so very good, very good. So for the sake of this demo, create another to-do for meeting number 2. Let's imagine we did that to-do before, right? Okay. So let's do another to-do, like meeting number 2 with Prot.
Does it have to be like in a level 1 heading, or?
It doesn't really matter. It's purely stylistic. Like basically, it could be any level. And what matters is within the context of your file, what level makes sense. For example, imagine you have a level 1, which is meetings, and you have a level 2, meetings about Emacs, and then you have a level 3, meetings with Prot, and then you have a level 4, to do meeting number 3, right? So anyhow, however you conceptualize it, org would still treat it as a task.
Oh, and does it have to be in a heading, or can you do it just as text?
So tasks are headings.
Okay.
So you have to do it as a heading like this.
Okay.
So and the idea with that is very specific, because headings, you have to think of headings in org. This is not clear now. We will see this in the future. But you have to think of headings in org as basically objects that have all sorts of data associated with them. So it's, of course, the text itself, it's the keywords, it's arbitrary metadata. So properties, it's all the text below it. So headings do a lot of things in org.
Okay, you're just looking around and see what I'm missing. I haven't destroyed our file yet, I think.
No, it's still there.
Let me go to the file. Okay, now, how do you do it? Do you personally put like a heading 1 with to-do items, or how do you manage tasks?
So there are 2 types of tasks, broadly speaking, in how I do it. So one are meetings such as this one. So I have a dedicated file for that, for backup purposes, in which everything is a heading level 1. So meet with Christian, meet with Prot, meet with this other person, right? And everything is a heading level 1. And if we are doing something where I need to have a structure inside of that heading, I will create subheadings with my notes and maybe the code we had or whatever, right? But for my other tasks, for example, let's say I have an appointment with the vet. So I will have another file, which is a massive file, tasks.org, and there will be some top-level heading called tasks with a date. Under that, there will be appointments. And under that, it's where I will put the to-do.
Okay.
So it really depends on what we are talking about. But the point is that org will work with how you want it to organize your day.
Okay, I guess I don't know yet how I want to work with that, but I'll figure it out along the way, and I'll ask you. Okay, so let's do the other task then. So should I do a level 1 as well?
Do it level 1 to do meeting number 2 with Prot. Of course, you could write out like what you saw there scheduled and then the date. You could write that out, but let's do Control-C, Control-S again. Let's do org scheduled.
Control-C, Control-S. Okay.
Very good. And let's pick the 12, like what you have here, and pick an hour for that. Pick it into the future, like, for example, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
Okay, let's do 4 p.m. Okay, there.
Enter.
Okay.
Very good. Let's save this. And now let's do MX org agenda.
MX org agenda.
Org agenda.
Okay.
Very good. Let's do that.
Let's go.
So
Jigalord.
It gives
Bob donated 25. Thanks for another lesson. Much appreciated.
We have another super chat
cool.
from Bob. Were you the same Bob that donated the last time? Is this the same bot? The same Bob? I think it is. I'm not exactly sure, but whoever it is, really appreciate it, Bob. Thank you very much. This is just gonna cover Prot session for today. So, yeah, thank you. Appreciate the donation. There's a lot of people that find value in these lessons, I think, because we are starting as complete beginners, right? Is this a downside for you or an upside? Because you're gonna lose a few customers that are not gonna schedule sessions because you're teaching this for free, and it's like, so why do I schedule a session with Prot if he's teaching everything from the beginning? Are there any tricks that you have to keep to yourself so they come to you?
No, there are no tricks. I don't hide anything. The idea is that what you can learn here, you can learn it for free. I also have a lot of videos that, in principle, you could also learn from there. Plenty of articles online. So eventually you can learn everything for free. Like there is a manual, there are all that, depending on how committed you are, of course. But that, for me, from my perspective, doesn't mean that there is no option to have a meeting. Like we could meet to do something else. Like let's imagine now, like, okay, I know everything I have seen on videos, in the manuals, etc. Now let's do some pair programming, for example, or let's discuss matters of workflow. Like you were saying, well, I don't know if I want it to be level 1 or whatever. Like that's a question of workflow. So we may want to discuss that, not at the level of, okay, let me learn Emacs, but at the level of, okay, now that I know Emacs, how would you do this sort of thing? Like, how do you address this problem?
Yeah, I noticed that 3 guys from my Discord, people that are like in my Discord server, scheduled sessions because they were like, man, Prot, the way of teaching is just amazing. So just let me schedule a few sessions. So, it's a win-win, I think. Because, yeah, we're not going to cover
thank you.
everything here, right? We're just barely scratching the surface, right?
Correct. So let's see this thing with the agenda, because it gives you a lot of options here, which of course is overwhelming generally. For now, you just need to know one option, which is the letter A.
Okay.
Let's just do A to get to the weekly view.
A, okay. Okay.
So we get the week. So we only have one task right now. It is telling you this is where you are now and into the future. So we are at 3 p.m. At 4 p.m. you have this scheduled. So it's coming up, right?
Okay.
Right.
That's the end of the day.
So,
okay.
And that's the end of the week as well. So by default, you don't see further into the future. But let's do V for now. You don't need to remember this, but let's do V.
V as in Victor?
As in Victor, as in view.
V, okay.
And again, lots of options. Select the letter T.
T, where is T?
As in time. It's the third from the top. Yeah.
Oh,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Okay. Fortnite, like the video game. Okay, so T.
Correct. So that actually means 2 weeks. So so you can see here, if you go to the top of the buffer, so you get a 2-week view of your agenda, and all the tasks that are within those 2 weeks will appear in this buffer.
Okay. So this is 2 week then. The T is for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, if you go to the top, you will see it. It starts from this Monday, exactly. And this is week 1, and then it's week 2. And you can see actually at the top, weeks 28 and 29.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, good.
Very good. And this is where you are now. Of course, that's coming up. And then into the future, that's what's coming up in the future.
Okay.
So let's do the final thing for you to learn. So imagine we did our meeting, we finished. You want to mark your task as done. Let's go on to the agenda, onto the meeting for today.
Here?
And when you are in the agenda, exactly, you can visit the file by either doing tab to open it in another window or enter to open it in the current window. Let's do enter.
Okay, enter. Okay.
Very good. So now you are here. You could edit this. Like from the agenda, you get an overview of what you have to do. And from there, you can go to the individual thing. And then here you could write whatever notes you want to write under the heading. You can do whatever you want. As the final thing, when you are done, you do Control-C, Control-T, as in to do.
Okay.
Control-C, Control-T.
It doesn't matter where I am?
Emacs, it doesn't matter for as long as you are under this heading you want to operate on. Control-C, Control-T, or Emacs org to do.
Okay, let me do Control-X, Control-T, you said, right?
Control-C, Control-T.
Oh, Control-C, Control-T. Oh,
very good. So this is marked as done. So let's generate the agenda again just to see what we will get with that.
Okay, what was it? Control
Emacs org agenda. Emacs org agenda.
MX. Oh, it was right there. Okay, org agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Then A.
And the letter A.
Okay. Then T, right? No, I don't remember how to press T.
Yeah, you don't need that anymore. It's for the current one that we want to see because it's the one we changed.
Okay.
So imagine now you have lots of tasks on your agenda, right? For a day. For example, I want to do this, then I want to do that, I want to do the other. Eventually, you want to keep track of what you are doing. Like, did I actually do it? So you can see this is done. The other is still to do. It's still pending, right? So eventually, you use a combination of to do and done with or without timestamps like that, the scheduled, and you can start organize yourself like this. Of course, we are barely scratching the surface. We want to see this in further detail. But these are like kind of the basic tools that we have.
Okay. We're on time. We've been here for 2 hours and a little bit less than 5 minutes. So Prot is midnight for you. I'm not gonna promise that I'll do my homework, but I will at least grab the transcript of all this, paste it into AI, so we get the commands, the highlights, and I'm gonna create a blog post article out of it, so people that are following, can have it somewhere in my blog post. Okay, so
sounds good.
Any final words, final recommendations before we wrap it up, Prot?
Yeah. So on the topic of org, there are basically a million options, which is of course true for Emacs. And you can be super productive with a very complex setup out of org. But if you are starting out, like if you don't have experience with getting things done, these sorts of methodologies, you don't need to overthink it. Keep it super simple, right? To do and done, org agenda with the dates, time-sensitive stuff should appear on the agenda, and that's all you need to know. Don't try to over-engineer it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There is those those memes where there is the IQ curve and
yeah. So just stay at the
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah. And right in the middle is when you're over-engineering everything, right? So
exactly.
I'm at the beginning right now, but I'm like the chats that are at the end as well, right? So okay.
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense. Now for next meeting, what I like to do is I have recurrent meetings. Like let's say, for example, Kashmir is one of the guys that I do like sessions with because I have memberships on YouTube, right? So there's one guy that I do a session once every week. There's other guy that I do like once every 2 weeks, and there's another guy once a month. So I just want to see how to do recurring meetings, and link them to a specific person, and maybe get reminders or something. I don't know. I don't know what the what the way to do that is, but that's what I'm thinking for, because I'm trying to keep it real life. I'm trying to keep it making sense in things that I actually do, so that I keep using it. Otherwise, I'm gonna be learning a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be like, okay, cool, but I don't use it, so I just really want to use it. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, and this is actually how I would approach the problem as well. And that's why I was telling you earlier, well, use it, and then you will find what is missing. Because now it's not just some abstract concept. It's like, I have this specific task. I have a very clear intuition of what I want to do with this. So I am searching exactly for that missing piece. And I agree with you, doing that with real work is important. Of course, you might find the answer before we meet, but of course, we can also meet and see that in practice.
I will try. Why do I look pink? I looked orange in the videos. I got a new camera, so I don't know how to configure it yet. But I will try on purpose not to do things on my own for people that are following along, so that we all are on the same page. Because if I do things on my own, they're just gonna run out of sync, and we're not gonna cover it. They're gonna be lost. So yeah, that's why I don't want to touch it too much. The only thing that I'll do is probably the Emacs tutorial, and maybe navigate around a little bit in Emacs. But yeah, I won't do too much.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense.
All right, Prot, chat. Thank you very much. We'll see you next Sunday.
You're welcome.
Same time. All right.
Same time. Very well. Very well. Take care. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.